Men and women probing the unknown blackness of space. Worlds beyond imagination lie before them. Star Trek, tonight at 8:30, 7:30 Central Time on NBC.
Word Balloon is brought to you by the League of Word Balloon Listeners.
In an actual darkroom scene, painted everything black and white, went in with the airbrush later, solid red over the whole thing. It got the effect I wanted, but now I'm trying it slightly different here, where I'm putting down the red first, then I'll put the darks on top of that. And, you know, this is the way artists would most normally work, and I always work kind of backward from what people otherwise should do.
If you're here at Word Balloon, it's because you like comics, creators, conversation, pop culture subjects. Would you consider joining the League of Word Balloon Listeners? Patreon.com/wordballoon. For just $3 a month or more, you'll get exclusive access to the Word Balloon e-magazine, featuring transcriptions of some of my best conversations. When you subscribe, you'll also be part of the Word Balloon Book Club, where Brian Michael Bendis and I will pick a comic every month to review and discuss live with the League on this show. Join the League today, patreon.com/wordballoon. Thank you always for your support, League of Word Balloon listeners.
Hello.
There we go. Well, now we're on. All right. Is it running smoothly or is it being sticky?
No, it's running smoothly.
What are we talking about?
It's a lot
Okay, great. It was a little sticky on my end, but that I had to wipe twice. I apologize. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for another Trek Watch here on the Word Balloon Network. We got a full house. We got Franco, we got Wayne, we got Mitch, and joining us, special guest star with the Batman emblem very prominently there. Fantastic My Little Pony artist, but a fantastic pop culture extraordinaire and Star Trek fan. Andy Price, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, Andy.
Oh, me. Oh, you were talking about me. Okay. Evening, gentlemen.
Best beard of the March. Absolutely.
I had one like that. I gave it up for Lent.
All right. All right. We're talking about episode 3 of Starfleet Academy. I forget what it's called. Something acid reflux. What is it? Something like that.
Oh, it's not shenanigans.
I don't remember. The boys against the girls.
Was it War Games?
That's a great start for our episode. It says a lot from all of us there.
Well, no. This is normal.
Yeah, pretty much.
Let's see.
It actually is.
Episode is.
What was it called, Wayne?
Yeah.
Who gets it first?
War Games.
Vitus Reflux.
Vitus reflux. There you go.
Vitus
Yeah, we
Reflux,
stopped with
episode
reflux.
3.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, you know.
Wow.
Sure. So
I would not have
fun
guessed that.
games.
Holy jeez.
Yeah, fun and games in the atrium, everybody.
Oh, guess. And next week's episode, Vox in Excelsior.
Sure.
Okay.
Fantastic. Yeah, the most complicated things about these episodes are the titles. Otherwise, pedestrian and predictable garbage.
You know what?
Episode,
I'll give them points for the complicated titles because at least we've gotten away from the days of the crappy one-word titles of like Next Generation and Voyager and everything, where the title would be like ship. I'm like, we came from titles like for the world is hollow and I have touched the sky to ship.
Let this be your last battlefield. Yes.
Let this be. Yes. These great thought out artistic titles that made you wonder, okay, what's going on? At least now we're getting Vitus Reflux is a little bit.
I like ship.
Yeah, all right. All I know is, like I said, fine, complicated titles, very simplified and very boring episode.
I gotta say, I struggled to pay attention to this episode. I ended up putting it on 3 times. The third time, I finally set my phone down and everything and made myself watch it, and I still had a hard time getting into what was going on. Wow. Because there wasn't a lot going on. It was all pretty lights and flashy things, and I was like, I'm waiting for a little bit more substance.
Wow, really? Wow.
Of the 3 episodes, I think this was easily the weakest.
Wow.
I don't think we got interesting character development. I thought the smack talking Vulcan was a little funny. But it seemed like the whole end gambit, the whole end thing with the captain dropping the word clues so that everybody would get the idea of what to do seemed heavy-handed to me. It was I don't know. I didn't get a lot out of this episode.
We know Johnny hated it. How about Wayne? How about you, Wayne?
Again, like I've been telling you guys, I've been approaching that this is a CW show. I'm not expecting much. This is like Animal House. This was like an Animal House episode where Delta House is going up against whatever the other house was. And
well, if it was Animal House, it at least would have been funny.
I thought it was funny. That was my part. I thought it's modern day funny in that this is the typical teen comedy you would see nowadays, and that's what it is. You're not going to get anything of substance.
Yeah, it's like in a Disney.
You're not going to get anything of Star Trek.
Wow, that's just crap.
This is what it is, and you know what? If this appeals to the younger generation, then thank you. Thank you for hitting a demographic that is not us.
Yeah. I get what you're saying. I did think during it that it wasn't as bad as CW because I can't do a CW show. And I'm not sure what the difference is here. Maybe it was
I have watched the teen stuff on the CW, and to me it's like it's the same thing, except it's now set in space.
Whoa. Well, San Francisco.
San Francisco in the future. Sorry.
Yes.
Because I've watched a bunch of the stuff. That's the teen drama, the CW stuff, and I don't see much of a difference other than the setting.
Interesting.
You can almost they're like cookie cutter characters, and you know exactly who it is. You know, I don't know. I try to justify why I like it, and if it at this point in time, if it makes me laugh, if I find the stupid dialogue funny, so be it.
Wow. How about Mitch? Mitch, you're sitting there stoic with the sunglasses. I want to hear what you got to say.
Don't like the ring light in my face. I feel like I'm being interrogated by some government agency.
Okay, Emmanuel Macron, go for it.
Oh, I know, right?
Yeah, Davos, live from Davos. Mitch is going to give us a report.
So anyway, I'm chalking it up to, much like Wayne, it wasn't the most exciting episode in the world, but I figure a traditional new TV series, 3rd episode, 2nd episode in, they've got to establish who the characters are for the new viewers, and this is what they do, and they're put up against the Delta whatever the bad guys, the war college, and that's the bad guys. And you're right. It's like what's that Ryan Reynolds movie when he's in college or something like that? He's
Van Wilder.
Van
Oh,
Wilder.
yeah.
It was Van Wilder in space. Yeah, it wasn't Animal House. It wasn't raunchy enough, but it was those wacky, shenanigans as they're trying to. Or Revenge of the Nerds was another one I was thinking of. And at the end, the big plant came, and I'm like, ha ha ha! The weird science thing, grew out of control. But it was okay. I mean, it is what it is. I wasn't like, gonna never watch it again, but wasn't.
Yeah,
I'll never watch it again if it ever came up again. I'm like, yeah, I already saw this one. It's not cool, but
yeah, it's not off-putting. It's just not.
It was just there. You got to see some more of the characters, and you're like, okay, I guess this is what Fish Guy's going to be like, and there's the Deltoid. She's over on the War College, which I thought was odd that she joined up with them. There was really no explanation on why she picked that house.
Well, she said.
Well, no, she said
she went to the War College.
She explained
specifically to learn discipline to try to get.
Oh, okay.
Discipline over her.
So what happened though? Her thing overheated at one point.
Yeah, it turned red.
Yeah, it did. Yeah,
or whatever it's called.
Puberty spike.
Yeah.
Inhibitor.
Yes.
Yeah, but
inhibitor.
Why?
she's getting horny.
So, but why though? Why did it go offline or whatever?
It was
because
she was getting
extreme
intense
emotion.
with Caleb. Yeah, an intense emotion. Scene
Oh, I
Caleb.
see. Oh, it's
He
like
has
it's like a
intense
big,
emotions for Caleb.
it's
Yeah,
like a big
and-
mood. It's a mood ring, basically.
Yes.
So when it's like blue, she's horny. When it's red, she's cool. Okay. I get it.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
wow. That saves a lot of time on a date, huh?
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Franco, what do you think? You haven't said your 2 cents.
I specifically wanted to go last because I disagree with every single one of you, wholeheartedly. Everything that you've said, good or bad, I've disagreed with. I liked this episode. I thought it was really smart. I thought we got a lot of characterization. I think it's nothing like the CW show. I think it has more science and more Star Trek than anything we've had really with Disco or anything like that. I thought it was, again, smart, grounded. I think Holly Hunter I'm liking as Chancellor and possibly Captain. She is cool, collected, knows what she's doing. I don't like the hair, gotta admit that. But other than that, I think she's really kind of sliding into her own command here. And I think they've really cultivated like this, this thing of unity, things that we didn't have in Discovery, where the whole crew was just like, it just kind of sort of was there, like the writing was all kind of there. This is kind of gelling together where they're working together and learning how things are done. And yes, when they're bad and not doing the right thing, they're still sticking to that as a group and doing it. I like the science thing with the plants at the end, because then the whole dorm gets filled with them, and these idiots in the War College can't live in the dorms now because they've ousted them with this plant and stuff. I think that the core group of these kids, we're seeing more of we saw Genesis taking command and doing things, and we saw Fish Boy know that he's not a commander, even though he really, really wants to be. The competition between the two was built up at like this resentment towards each other, but then they have to kind of learn to live with each other, and it's kind of acceptance and like, okay, now we one-upped you and we got you. So I have a totally different feel for this, and I like the episode. I thought it was maybe not the best of the of the three, but it certainly gave me a lot to work with, and I'm liking this series. I would give this a rating of much better than any episode of the Orville. That's what I'll go down and say.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's an impressive statement.
There you go. Yeah, because Orville sucked.
different flavors to me. Orville and this. I mean, I know
Mitch,
Orville Orville is kind of like a Trek cousin, but it is a different flavor. It's a different. If it was to be part of the family, it's like a second cousin. It's a different branch.
Yeah, you got to go back and listen to all the episodes where I've bashed it over and over again, knowing that it didn't know what the hell it wanted to be, either like a science fiction show or a comedy, and none of it was sticking for me. So
right,
but no, I liked this episode more than I thought I was going to, because it's like, oh, okay, third episode, and then this is where all the new Star Trek shows start to take a dive off a cliff for me, in that they don't gel well. But this one, surprisingly, I liked everything about it, and I thought it was great characterization. I loved Holly Hunter in it, and what she was doing, and how she's kind of like sliding things into them, and telling them empathy and patience is the key, and yeah, that's all I got to say about it. So if you guys want me to dip out of the show right now, and you guys want to continue,
no,
that's
I do
fine.
think I'm really reluctantly enjoying Holly Hunter, and I say reluctantly because I didn't know what to think of this show, and my old man sensibilities of Trek are like, I can't like this. This is new. But I do think that Holly Hunter is very interesting. The only gripe I have against her character so far, I mean, she's supposed to be Lanthanite or part Lanthanite, like Carol Kane's character is on Strange New Worlds. And so far, what we've seen of the Lanthanites is that they're weirdos. I mean, their personalities are a little too similar to me. Like, okay, so Lanthanites are flighty, and I don't know. That's my only real gripe, is that her character is a little too similar to Carol Kane's in that respect.
But
her elements, the way she works with the other characters, I'm enjoying. She does reflect the idea of a character that's been around so long. She can't help but have patience. A character that's however old she is, centuries old, they're going to have a lot more patience than anybody else, and she's displaying that well.
But Andy, I think that could attribute to why she appears to be flighty. Like this whole species appears to be flighty, because the longer you live, there has to be something that grounds you into sanity or something, or else you're just going to go off and start doing really bad things. And maybe this flightiness is what keeps them grounded to reality.
Yeah.
Also, another thing, if you noticed, sorry, just quick, John, if you noticed when they showed her feet, I think there's something like makeup or something on her feet, because there's something sort of like funny looking.
She had a toe ring on, because I zoomed in to see what the hell there was. I was like, what's up with her big toe?
There was something different about her feet. Like I thought she had like Hobbit type feet stuff. So that could explain why she likes
like chain jewelry across the top.
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna dislike the barefoot thing, because
Franco, respectfully, we haven't heard anything from Mitch. Please, Mitch, would you say something?
I already talked.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought when Franco was talking, you were gonna add something to that. Forgive me if you weren't.
I can tell you one thing. I do think it's odd that baseball died out by Deep Space Nine, but a goddamn basketball hoop is still relevant. It looks like the one across the street at the school.
Well,
I'm like, hey, really? 1,000 years in the future, baskaball's still there?
The ball was different. Had a whole bunch of holes in it.
Well, there were some weird elements in the school that I'm like, 1,000 years on, okay, As one of my issues with the show, this is a minor thing, but aesthetically, the show looks just like Strange New Worlds, and they're supposed to be over 1,000 years apart. Like the layout of Holly Hunter's office, you take away the craftsman look, but like the shelf unit, the lighting, everything is exactly Pike's room. The shelves are shaped exactly the same. They're lit exactly the same. I'm like, you guys, like, I understand, it's Paramount. You have a set prop department, but maybe you should have specifically gotten different designers to get a different look for 1,000 years later. but that's a minor thing.
Go ahead, Franco.
I was going to say the no, it's fine. The comment about the feet thing, I didn't like her being barefoot on the bridge, but her being more grounded and older, and that sensibility of tactile to me, sort of makes sense. Maybe it's going to be a detriment at some point, but we'll see. But if she's been doing this all along, we don't know that either. But yeah. And very, very minor things that I'll be picky about on these episodes, because
one thing occurred to me when I did watch this episode. I'm like, oh, so now we've done the good guys versus bad guys, Summer Olympic things. A lot of shows have had that, like MASH has had it, and the Welcome Back, Kotter. I'm like, so they're grounded at this academy. They've got young kids. Does that mean the whole show for the next 2 years or whatever, 20 episodes, is going to be wacky teenage adventures? Is there going to be like a Scooby-Doo Halloween episode where there's a haunted, like Boothbay, or what was his name? Boothbay, the guy, the gardener that used to be my Martian guy. Is he going to be haunting the grounds and they're going to pull off his mask and it's Mr. Jenkins? Is there going to be a dance, like a Sadie Hawkins dance?
It's got to be a dance.
All I kept thinking is, if this is going to be like Riverdale in space with Archie and Jughead, I don't know.
You could be right that may happen, but based on the 3 episodes and how different they were, I'm gonna give them some leeway and see where it goes. But so far, each episode has been distinctly different from the last, which I've liked.
Yeah,
that's true.
It's funny. Mitch brought up Riverdale, and in the pilot, when we're getting introduced to all the characters, and we met, because none of us can remember his name, when we met Fishboy for the first time, I thought, here's our Reggie of the group.
Yeah.
Here's the asshole that you hang out with for whatever reason.
No.
He's the asshole of the group.
The asshole is the commander. This is Commander A-hole. Yeah, that's your A-hole, my man.
Well,
but I hear
but he's not of our group.
No.
He's a secondary character. Of our core element.
Yes.
If Caleb is our Archie, then Fishboy is our Reggie.
So the Klingon is Jughead?
I was going to say the Jughead, or is he? No, he's Moose. He's the big dumb guy. He's the big dumb guy.
Now, I will say, I'm enjoying his character. His prosthetic is shit.
Yeah.
But I'm enjoying his character.
Is there something happening with his voice? Because I thought it was like kind of like vibraty or something like that, right?
Yes, it sounded.
Everyone's debating about that.
There were a couple moments.
It's his voice.
There were a couple moments where his voice sounded
modulated.
Yeah. And I was like, what? That doesn't, I don't know.
What's going on?
But I like the idea that he's expressing some pacifism while he's still talking about honor and things like that. He's still the typical Klingon, but he's kind of like, if you guys remember a billion years ago when DC had a Klingon in Starfleet and he was a pacifist.
Yes.
And that's what it's reminded me of. Because he doesn't want to do the war games. He doesn't want to do the fighting. He's deliberately signing up for classes so that he can avoid those things. So he's shaping up to be a little interesting to me.
Well, next week is going to be about him. So
okay,
we're gonna get his backstory next week, and that's one thing that I did appreciate is, as much as I do think this is too by the numbers for me, but the fact that we got a little backstory from Fishboy, we now know that Genesis has her daddy issues. I mean, guys, again, I'm sorry, but they have a checklist, and it is everybody has to have daddy issues. Everybody has to have a sad tragedy in their backstory. And I understand it's after the burn, and they want to do the whole post 9/11 thing, but they think they're, again, doing very profound things, and it's all much like their title. It's all surface, and there's, with the exception of cloning the eye for their little caper, what other signs did you see, Franco? I'm curious, honestly.
Well, the whole thing with the plants, like she gave them that
Fungus.
lesson in planting the plants and the guy walking it down the hallway and stuff like that. So, it doesn't have to be all science, but there is some science in there. And it's we
Okay.
griped about Discovery for 5 years. I still don't know the crew members' names.
I don't
Here,
Oh no, I agree
yeah.
with that.
Yeah,
What you're
here
saying.
here
You're
we're
right.
getting them little by little, and
Yes.
I'm bonding
Yes.
more with this group of people than I am in anybody outside of the 1, 2, 3 of Discovery. Burnham and stuff like that of Discovery, and Tilly, of course, Tilly, because she was my favorite.
Yeah.
Of course.
But yeah, but like I said, I'm disagreeing with everybody on everything.
Well, we got a couple comments. Let's see. B thinks says, personally, I watched Star Trek in high school and college to escape how miserable school was. Why do I want a Star Trek to make me relive that now?
Now you're going the other way. Yeah.
Well, this is what B thinks is saying. Production design. It's obvious to me that no one involved in these live action shows sees Star Trek as a real world. It's just surface branding. Well, that's what I was going to say regarding the sports. And that's why I loaded this photograph. Okay, let's toss up. Who can name this sport?
Oh, I remember the episode. I couldn't tell you what the name of the sport
That's
is.
Mitchell Ryan and John Frakes, father and son.
Yeah, that's not the sport though. But thanks.
What was it called? High or something?
Nope.
Let's talk about daddy issues. There's always been daddy issues. So
It's true.
Well, it's Embo Jitsu.
Oh,
I
yeah.
knew
And
that.
again,
okay.
they made an effort to give us a futuristic looking sport as goofy as this is, and try to make something that looks scientific. Again, I'm nitpicking, and I absolutely admit that. But we got a gym, we got basketball, we got capture the flag, we got laser tag, we got glowing jump rope. I'm
Johnny?
sorry, they have no. Hold on, they make no effort to make this look like the future. They're trying too hard to connect with the young audience. By all means, counter me.
I was going to say in the burn, all the ships with the stupid sports got burned up. So all
There
they
you
have is
go.
space.
I don't necessarily view that as a negative. I mean, yeah, when we saw the basketball court, it's like, okay, you could have beefed it up into something else, but at the same time, they have so overpumped the other aesthetics of this show to see something a little bit more mundane does seem to make us focus a little more on the characters than on the scenery around them. Because the fact that they're playing basketball, it wasn't important. It was just something within the scene. It didn't matter to the scene. I mean, unlike the laser tag, the one problem I had with the laser tag is, okay, guys, we're going to go do war combat on like third day of school, whatever. I haven't seen any of these kids train with a weapon. I mean, granted, it's not a live weapon, but these guys are making masterful shots with no history of weapon.
Well, they did, however, say Reggie and Genesis did say that they had experience in these various sports when they were being scanned by the little robot after they did their calisthenics. So there is that. But again, I just feel, I did want to ask, again, we all agree that Sam is photonic. Why is she drowning in the water?
I don't know that she was drowning.
Again,
she said it was her first time in water. Didn't she pop up and say that?
Yeah.
She's photonic. It should pass through her. She's an image. But I don't. And also, why did she have to shower? Why did she have to shower with everybody? She's photonic.
She wasn't. She didn't shower.
Again,
when she popped up out of the water. When she popped up out of the water, she said that it was her first time being in water.
I think that
she was in
when
the
you
shower
look at her
scene with
character.
everybody.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, but
John.
she was standing off to the side. She wasn't actually. She didn't go shower.
Yeah. She was just
I think
in the room.
I think Sam's character is. This is like an evolution of the Doctor and Voyager was an evolution from just state the medical emergency to an actual character towards the end of the series. I think what this is if we're dealing with a brand new photonic entity, we're dealing with like a child. And how does a child learn? It learns through experiences. And I think in this case, again, this is just speculation on my point, that to give the photonic entities a voice within Starfleet, let's give them a brand new hologram that this hologram will then learn how to interact, learn to get the experiences of what it's like to be with solids. Let's call us solids as opposed to photonic entities. And as she matures through the years of Starfleet, we're probably going to see, and we're not going to see it because it's only 2 years, we're not going to see how her character grows and adapts like the Doctor did in Voyager. Again, you know what, John? They're not saying that this is what it is. I'm just speculating.
Yeah, when you talk about it like that, when you talk about this kind of a show where we have a season that is maximum 10 episodes, then the amount of characters within this show is actually a bit of a drawback, because we're not going to get the in-depth looks into these characters like we did on Voyager, Enterprise, whatever, where they had a 26 episode season over 5-7 years. We're going to get these truncated little tidbits of characterization that we hope will add up to something, but we're not going to get the kind of depth that we used to.
But Andy, Andy, respectfully, I disagree. I think there is opportunity and enough real estate for it to happen. You have an A story and you have a B story, and you could have in your A story, you could have either in your A or B story. Oh, am I? You guys fluttering?
Yeah,
am I fluttering?
You're starting to modulate and you're starting to freeze a little bit.
My internet might be fluttering. I don't know if you guys can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you. We can hear you. But
I'm just saying you're starting to modulate like a Dalek, and your image is starting to freeze a little bit.
Let's not cross franchise.
Yeah.
Okay. Well.
No, you're good now.
All right. All right. I'll pop out and come back.
No, you're fine.
No, you're fine right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, again, weather. I understand the weather do this. It might happen to all of us, given the Arctic bomb that we're dealing with. Anyway, now I forget my point. I was going to say that I do think there's enough
character development.
You only have 10 episodes. There's only so much you could do.
Yeah. No. I understand. If am I on delay, guys? I think I might be on delay because I've already started making my point again. My point is, and if I may, yes, I think 10 episodes. You have A stories and you have B stories. You can choose one of those to get to know one of these characters better, but have something else going on. They kind of did that with Genesis and Reggie Fishboy, in this episode. That's the thing. I think as far as the broad strokes of getting to know these characters, they're doing the right stuff. I am disappointed by the stories they are giving them to illustrate these characters. It's not Star Trek enough. I would like to see in the classrooms more simulations and more scenarios. But I also understand that their intent is that's the kind of off-putting stuff that might make a regular teen viewer be bored or whatever. So I understand that that's likely their thinking, given what we got in this episode. And also this might be the only example of that, and we might get more intense, real Star Trek. I am willing to continue, but I have to be honest. I am disappointed, and I think they could have achieved the same character structure and arcs with more sophisticated scenarios. That's me.
I mean, our scenario here, I'm kind of grateful that everything has so far been restricted to the actual Academy. I was not sure what to think of the pilot episode when we saw that the Academy has a ship. I was like, okay. Because I'm interested in the challenge of getting Star Trek within a confined space, like we did with Deep Space Nine. When Deep Space Nine started, everybody was like, you can't make Star Trek on a space station. And they showed over time that, yes, you can. I mean, eventually Deep Space Nine got a ship, and I think at times it was actually a detriment, but it didn't become about the ship. As long as Academy does not become about the ship, I'm interested.
But the Academy is the ship.
In being stuck in that confined area and being in a room episode, you can still give us Star Trek. We don't have to be in space. We don't have to be anywhere in space to get the morality of Trek. That can be done anywhere. Space and science fiction and everything is the candy coated wrapper to make the pill go down easy.
I think just because I'm going to disagree with you again, because I want to, I think it's smart that they populated. The one character I'm liking more and more is Jet Reno, believe it or not, on this show, and the fact that they have characters like that who have been on starships, so they would be able to handle any of the scenarios that come up, I think, would be an argument against that. But
I don't think that's an argument against it, because again, you had it that in Deep Space Nine, everybody on that show came from a ship. No. So, I mean, that's
right.
But it's my concern is
I don't understand
dependent upon that ship.
But the problem is that the ship is part of the school, literally. And I guess the War College's dorms are not on the ship, but that doesn't make sense. I have no problem with them. I disagree with you, Andy, in terms of I think they should have a ship because they need it for practical experience in outer space. But I don't think the entire school needs to be the ship. And I'm very confused by that because, again, even when they did the laser tag in the atrium, I thought that was ridiculous because it's like, I mean, of course they're going to get caught. Come on. I mean, I'm sorry, guys. I know I keep nitpicking, but it's just like, it takes me out of the reality of it. And I need to believe the atmosphere that I'm seeing. And like I said, I just felt it was so by the numbers. I did, on the one hand, by the way, regarding Commander A-Hole, I do like the fact that he is a little more, they give him a little more backstory, and his tea fetish I found very funny. But again, he is so by the numbers. And instead, it would have been nice to see, and eventually I'm sure we'll get there, where Holly Hunter and Commander A-Hole will come to some sort of understanding with each other. And maybe you got a modicum of that at the end of the episode. But it's like, it's the deltas against the omegas. It's so by the numbers. It's so predictable. And that made it boring. Just like Mitch said, this is not an episode. Guys, I'm sorry. I still think I can count on my one hand any of the new Trek episodes that I'd say, I'd like to rewatch that again. There are a couple, but out of 130 plus episodes, if you count all the way from Discovery to now, because that's the other thing. I don't like the argument of, well, it's a new show. They're finding themselves. These are the same people that have been making all of these shows, and especially at the top. And I agree that I think his thoughts are slightly evolving, and he's making more of a, God, I sound like Robert Kennedy Jr., more of an ensemble show. But I do think that, again, that they don't know science fiction. Even the plants, come on, that's Little Shop of Horrors. That's Feed Me Seymour. And again, it's like, okay, it's cute.
I disagree with you on the plants thing, because it's they've had, when they beam down to planets, they've had different things, plants or whatever, do stuff. And the argument about the ship is like, this is after the burn, so there's a whole new way of doing things. You don't know, they don't have as many ships, they don't have as many, that's why they're doing Starfleet Academy again, because they don't have as many people. So it's a brand new way of doing things. So that explains the ship to me. That explains them being in San Francisco. They were going to do the head of Starfleet in Paris, and now they're doing it on Beta Z. So, those are my arguments countering what you guys are saying. So we'll see, but I could be wrong. But right now, that's where I am.
We got a comment saying that that in Wrath of Khan, the Enterprise had become a training vessel for Starfleet. But the Enterprise was not part of the Academy. It wasn't a building of the school. It was a separate entity. They would have ships that they have access to, of course, because they've got to train them to fly the things. But the fact that this ship is like the dorms seems odd.
Instead of capture the flag, I would have liked to have seen them compete on like a Kobayashi Maru, like a strategy
Too
scenario.
Soon. Way too soon.
Oh, I disagree.
Way too soon.
Again, see, that's where Andy, I would say,
freshmen on like their third day of school. You don't put the freshmen in the Kobayashi.
Yeah, Andy, no. I think you're taking it too literally. I'm sorry, I disagree. I understand that it's early, but again, they had to have some sort of aptitude test to join the academy. So I think they might have some weapon ability and some strategy ability. But this is the point. Right, it's time to start hold on. It's time to start the lessons.
We should build up to that. Maybe not necessarily as upperclassmen, but as viewers, I don't want to see the Kobayashi Maru right off the bat.
I think that's the final exam.
Then it's downhill from there.
But aren't things like this supposed to build up and teach you what to do in the Kobayashi Maru? So this is a practical
I don't want to see the Kobayashi
exam.
Maru yet.
Yeah. This is a practical exam. This is a practical, tactical thing where you can learn about your enemy and what to do and stuff like that, which leads to the Kobayashi Maru. So,
right.
Okay. I disagree, but okay. I think it's, again, too simple, boys. But that's just me.
I knew I was going to have a hard time on this episode because I disagree with everybody.
That's all right. No, that's totally fine.
I think, I would not be surprised to find out like the Kobayashi Maru would be like the season cliffhanger or something like that. I'd find that to be
or the last episode.
Or the last episode or something like that.
And to add to that, to Andy's, it'll be the last episode where they reintroduce native of Connecticut, Paul Giamatti will be part of that Kobayashi Maru. Test.
Again, you guys are taking me too. When I say Kobayashi Maru, I'm saying you guys are taking me far too literally. I'm just saying battle scenarios.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying the concept of a no-win scenario, not an actual thing. But they take them out to space, and then there's going to have to be a decision.
No, you know what it's going to be? It's going to be Paul Giamatti shows up. He finds what's the guy's name?
His mother.
Caleb's mom. And then there's that big decision where he's going to have to decide whether he leaves Starfleet Academy to go with him and his mom, or something will happen where she's dead, or because that actress Tatiana, she's not gonna be a regular on the show, so she's probably gonna be.
Of course not. Absolutely, no, you're right, Mitch.
No, she's too big a name to be just like on all the time. But then again, who knows?
No, absolutely. We would
have heard about it too. There's so many leaks. They would have said you go to IMDb, it would have said she's on like 5 episodes. People would have known. Sure. So that's the cliffhanger. I bet you $10. Holly Hunter's there. It'll be the big decision. Like, what are we going to do? Fade to black.
Or it's going to be they go to the dorm and Caleb's bed is empty and he's gone. And he's left. And that's either going to happen as the season cliffhanger or mid-season. One of those two scenarios. We've got a comment. Hold on. If I may. Blaine says he doesn't have time to stick around, but he does have a question for the group. Why did shooting the replicators work? I thought that the only available setting was transportation instead of leaking steam. The replicators should have appeared in the penalty box. Should have appeared in the penalty box.
Correct.
Well, how do you make all the non-poop food steaming? Yeah, it needs steam to make it all steaming hot.
Well, here's something about the replicators. They're not in a spaceship. They're on the Earth. Why can't they just grow their own crops? Because they got farms.
They like the poop. They like the poop.
No. I get on board the ship. You got only so much supplies, and that's why the replicator was there, because they didn't have gardens and food and cows and meat.
Right.
But on the Earth, they shouldn't have to be using the poop to eat.
They got to get ready for life in space on a ship, so they got to eat from the replicator.
I don't know.
The argument you would think would be that a replicator is far more convenient, like we have with the microwave now, or it's kind of like a space age vending machine. You'd go and say, I want chicken a la king, and there's your chicken a la king. You don't have to worry about it. But I get the concept is like we get the replicators they're a convenient thing to put in a story, but at the same time, we're also shown that ships have galleys and chefs and
trees. They have trees in them too.
Yeah,
and giant pianos.
Well, again, I think with the replicators, I'm helping the story. I'm helping the writers when I say this.
Headcanon. He's writing his own story here.
I'm writing my own story in my head. They said that the guns were set to transport, but is it transport organic or inorganic matter?
Just transport.
Just transport.
No.
They transported the replicator.
Well, no, he's got a point, because then why wouldn't it just, like, where would it know to cut off? Would it take the floor with you? Would it take? It just took the one thing it hit. It didn't take.
Well, that's always been the questions with the transporters, but you know,
no, if it scan of the thing you're transporting,
it is a very strange concept to have a phaser project a transportation. Which, if it was a matter of like, if they had explained that it is kind of like laser tag, that the phaser reacts with their armor, those beautiful light up emblems in their combat armor, so that they can be seen clearly during combat. But if it was a matter of like laser tag, where that would activate the transporter beam, I could understand that. But
no, I got it. You know,
transporter is weird.
No, on the new ships, they don't walk up and down stairs or take the elevator. They use their little transporter thing to get around the ship. So maybe it like hooks up into, it's like a Bluetooth. It gets the frequency of your transporter code, and it puts in a certain spot, and that's how it works.
I don't know.
You mentioned the stairs. I have a weird problem with the stairs in the atrium.
Why do they have stairs?
Why do they have stairs?
Yeah,
it's a school. All schools have stairs.
We've also seen students in wheelchairs.
I saw a guy in a wheelchair on the show.
It just seemed weird to me. And then we see somebody fall down the stairs. I don't know. It's to make the set look pretty. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, that's another thing that shenanigans. Kid could have broken his neck. Shenanigans.
I thought that was my immediate thought. The one falling down the stairs was like, we're getting dangerous here. And throwing people into water. Again, we're getting dangerous here.
I don't know. I don't know if Andy should be on the show anymore. It's like he's the Scotty of this group.
No running in the hallways. Yeah. You know.
Well,
he's technical about everything.
Scotch.
But it's true. Right.
Yeah,
I don't know, guys.
I still like the episode.
I know I'm
there are
sorry, John, we can't hear it. Your voice. It's not the audio. It's your voice is kind of like coming in and out. It's not your feed. It's just your actual vocal cords are like dropping in and out.
Well, you're gonna have to. Oh wait, that's how I sound today. So you're gonna have to live with it. No,
John.
That's
I'm
just
saying.
Of a Cara voice. Leave it alone.
No. I'm just saying that's what's happening. If we're thinking that we can't hear, it's not that. It's just that your voice is actually now starting to drop out.
Hey, Wayne, everything you say with that Canadian accent goes up on a little, like you ask a fucking question every time you talk. So you shut up about how people talk. You just keep your dialect to yourself and stay up north and let Johnny talk like a freaking husky 70s TV star. Go ahead. Tell him about tampons.
Fred Mitch, ladies and gentlemen. How about it?
Goddamn Canadians. You're all a bunch of commies.
God damn it. Good thing we got Greenland now. We don't need you anymore. We got more ice up there. Screw you and your syrup and your.
We'll get our Greenland.
Put your Tim Hortons up your bunghole.
Can't we all just get along?
You shut up too. You like this episode. You're not one of us.
As we saw from this episode, no, we cannot all get along.
That's right. We got Andy in here. I hope you're happy, Franco. Meet the new Franco. His name is Andy Price, and he's got a cat.
I'd be willing to drop out every week to listen to Andy.
I'd drop out right now, but I've got nowhere to go. Wife's in bed.
My
Patriots.
Have we found out?
I don't like the aliens.
Okay,
what?
I know, teen audience, blah blah blah, but I've had this problem ever since Discovery. Is the modern day vernacular forced into Trek?
Oh,
You know, I had a
coming from
problem.
aliens too.
You know, it's
these they know too many Earth idioms, like the origami chicken that Giamatti refers to in the first episode, and the Romulan giving them the finger. By the way, I also, and again, I get it, I understand, but that little Romulan getting in Caleb's face, they're never going to show a guy hitting a girl, of course not. But it's like, and they kind of, I think, in a subtext way, they know that they can't do that, and that's why. Hey, what are you going to do about it, Caleb? Hey, I'm in your face, Caleb. Now what? And it's just like, give me a break.
It was
Jesus,
I mean,
and I know that's how kids act, but
we came close once or twice to having a little schoolyard brawl.
Yeah,
and I'm glad they didn't, because it set the idea, it set the tone that yes, this is supposed to be a prank war. If it did turn into a little schoolyard riot, then they would have taken it too far. Then they would have all been assholes, bullies.
All right, here's one thing I don't get. Why? I get the Romulan being there because Romulans have an aggressive nature. But why is a Vulcan not in the science classes? Why is he in a war college? Because war is illogical. Makes no sense to me.
It makes perfect sense. After thousands of years, he's resenting the haircut.
Well, you know what it is, too? I realize it now. I get my head canon. I don't know why I even asked these questions, because the writers in my skull have already figured it out. He's Navarin.
Actually, I don't necessarily have a problem with that, because it's like the concept of when you start looking at the way they've presented Klingons to us, you can't help but wonder, how the hell did these Klingons ever build a ship to begin with? How did they ever tolerate somebody opening a science book? You've got to have different divisions of classes.
All right, sure.
I mean, there's the predominant idea that they're logical, but there's always going to be an asshole Vulcan. We saw it in Deep Space Nine, the baseball captain. You know, you've got to have different types to have a full society. Yeah, Tuvok was a tactical security officer. He was all about military operation.
I'm going to bring in a Babylon 5 reference, which will piss everybody off, because I'm really crossing the streams after the Doctor Who reference. The different case within now, not the Navars. You got me thinking Navars all of a sudden.
What, the Rangers?
No, not. Damn.
Minbari.
The Minbari. The Minbari had three different.
Oh, that's right.
They had like the scientific, the religion, and the war. Yeah. Also, you got to remember.
That's true.
Let's take Burnham's statement about the Vulcan hello was opening up the gun barrels or whatever. It was the stupid thing that the Vulcan hello was with the Klingons. So you're going to have some Vulcans that, why they are very logical, they would go into sciences and that, there'd also be a certain subsect that would have to be part military to be ordered to protect their planet, or else they would have been overrun by now.
I think that goes without saying for every species.
He was, he was a Southern Vulcan. What was I thinking of? Because I noticed he was driving around in a Dukes of Hazzard spaceship. I saw it in the background.
There is also, I mean, there are, tactical, logistical people within wartime operations. Their interests go to that place. They're not all going to be Spock. They can't all be in the science department. It's again like the Klingons. There's got to be a doctor. There's got to be
There has to be a plumber.
There's got to be a Klingon plumber.
And the other thing is, they brought up that damn Art of War. Again, they did that from the original Next Generation. And like, oh, Sun Tzu, whatever the hell the thing. I always see it at the bargain section at the Barnes and Noble. I go, hey, that's that book that they always talk about on Trek. Again.
Maybe you should pick it up and read it.
Nah, I ain't reading that crap. Now listen, tell me. It's a million years in the future. They still reading that book. Where the hell are the other books they have? Where's the Grapes of Wrath? Where's Mice and Men? No, we got to keep going back to some Art of War book. Jesus, what if they found a comic? No, seriously, what if they remember the book, The Royale? They went there and they were stuck in that book and those Dixon Hill stories. Yeah. You don't know 1,000 years from now what was schlock, like the Jackie Collins. Remember when on Star Trek he's like, oh, like the work of Jackie Collins, oh, all the classics. I always thought that was great because it means all the shit books that we have here now, the pop culture crap, they're not going to know what it is in a million years. They might think this is unbelievable. I want them to worship like a Stephen King novel. That's what I want.
This is after the burns, so it's very logical that a lot of the burns were books were burned.
They're burning books. Great. That's all we need now in space.
Okay. Sorry. Go ahead, John.
Go ahead, John. I was just saying good message with book. I am
burnings.
No, but they got Moby Dick. They always got Shakespeare. I mean, I get it. You're highbrow stuff. But what about us knuckle dragging mouth breathers? We want the crap. Where's the National Enquirer back then?
If you are thinking about military military planning, military organization, and that. The art of war. See, I'm Canadian. I don't think like this.
I know. You don't think about fighting.
No. The Art of War has been a book that has been referenced to for like how many? 1,000 years?
A couple thousand. They're 1,000 years further in the future than me.
Yeah. So this would be something that any type of culture, once you embrace it, it's going to stick with it. Why are we still talking about Shakespeare in our time? That it was like years and years ago. We still talk about these books have made a resonance in the culture. It's part of our being now. And in the military colleges, they will still read The Art of War because there's something to be learned in that. Sorry, go ahead, Franco.
I have a question. So the Art of War is like kind of like land or sea-based like warfare. They're in outer space. It's like three-dimensional chess. Like
exactly,
it shouldn't work.
That's
well, not that we've seen, because whenever we see ships, you don't see this.
But we did in Wrath of Khan.
Well, in Wrath of Khan,
said, "Hey,
if I may,
two-dimensional."
What? We know. The thing that I don't like, and it finds Sun Tzu, I accept that, and Shakespeare is a fair analogy. But I would like to see the Lanthanite she's only 400 years old, and she's got the Victrola and all this 20th century stuff. In the case of Pelia, and I hate both of them as characters, they said she goes back to the 20th century. It's too cute for Holly Hunter to have a gramophone and all of her 20th century iconography that she has in place. She's funky. She's earthy. And it's like, no, she's not. She's Lanthanite. And again, it doesn't make sense for the character.
Yeah, I see too many similarities between her and Carol Kane's character. That's part of it, is she should not have 20th century stuff.
Well, you know what? Earth is the coolest place ever. We got the coolest shit, man.
Okay.
But it's kind of a Star Trek trope. Everybody is an antique collector. Everybody. Kirk was into antiques. Sulu was into antiques. Picard was into antiques.
It wasn't that far in the. Yeah, but Andy, it was only a couple 100 years. These people are like archaeologists having King Tut's tomb in their fucking room. Pardon me.
Right, but I mean, even
like, that makes no sense.
One of the interesting things with like one of Kirk's antiquities was a Texas Instruments computer.
Yeah.
That I thought was a clever idea. It wasn't all dueling pistols and swords and ancient items. Those are antiques to us. They're in the future. An antique to them is the car we have today.
What you're saying is Holly Hunter should have a Zune player?
Exactly.
Like Star-Lord. Yeah.
Holly Hunter's Antiques should be like a DVD player. Her Antique should be like a PlayStation 5. Even then, it shouldn't be, because that's still I don't know. That's still out of her element. I don't know. At least with Pelia, it's not so much stuff that she went and found. This is stuff from her life.
Yeah, she was a hoarder.
She's like a Highlander. She's like a Highlander. She collected this stuff along the way, and has used it in her life to change identities, to make money, et cetera, like Dracula, like Connor McLeod did, whatever. And now it's just stuff that's accumulated because she doesn't need it anymore. She doesn't need it for those purposes anymore. She's outed as a Lanthanite.
Why is she playing a record and not a compact disc?
Yeah.
What's up with that?
Right.
And
it makes sense. Stupid. Carol Kane's character references being at Woodstock and being in the 60s and doing LSD. That makes sense.
Right.
But
yes,
Holly Hunter is only 400 years old, not it would be like 1,200 years old, wouldn't it be? Yeah. So she wouldn't know what's the music of the 1960s or the 70s. I mean, that's really pushing it, man. I don't know. But then again, Zephyr Cochran was listening to Roy Orbison on that jukebox. And why the hell are we worried about little minute details?
But that's like somebody appreciating. No, that's like somebody appreciating classical music in the 20th century. So I respectfully disagree.
Maybe they all had a subscription to XM Sirius Radio.
That's right.
Exactly.
What was it in the?
That's part of these subscriptions.
You know what I want?
When you join Starfleet.
You know what I want to see them do? I'm hoping they do.
Abrams film where they refer to Beastie Boys as classical music.
No. Here's one thing I'm hoping they do. I hope they leave Starfleet Academy for one episode and go into San Francisco. I really do, because I would love to see what the outside world thinks of these little fucking elite preppy college boys if they go to the townies. Like here we got Yale University, New Haven. They don't mix with the townies. They don't mix with the locals. That's the thing. Us local blue collars can't stand those rich mother effers. So that's what the funny thing is. I would love to see them come in and people throw shit at them. Go, hey, Starfleet, why don't you get us another war? Why don't you get another goddamn Borg come and wipe us out?
Get off our planet.
Get off our planet. All you do is bring war and death to our planet. How about the time that big spaceship came crashing into the goddamn Golden Gate with that crappy remake they did of Wrath of Khan? In what was that? Star Trek Beyond or whatever the hell that shit. In the Darkness. Yeah. Stupid movie.
But I'm just saying, that big log thing that looked like a piece of poop that was looking for whales.
Everybody kisses everybody on the show. No, I'm serious. Everybody on the show loves Starfleet. Starfleet, the greatest thing since sliced bread. They never show what the real citizens are. It's like being the Vatican. If you're in Vatican, everybody loves you. You're the Pope. You're wearing your robes. You're of the elite. Go down the street to the guy who's making pizza and sweeping up horse shit.
In all seriousness, didn't they
God
do that?
damn it, Star Trek. Write some real shit. You want new stuff? We don't want to see a goddamn tag match between the Alphas and the Omegas. We don't want to see you playing music. Give us real Trek.
Didn't they do that with Picard's brother, Robert?
Yes, and that was good.
No. Guys, in Discovery, when they go to the 32nd century, Earth is not part of the Federation. So there very likely are people on Earth, even though they're bad, that feel that way. Mitch is 100% right.
Also,
Mitch is right.
No, he's right. And you also have to remember that Starfleet Academy has just reopened. That has been a shuttered building for over 100 years.
Right. Yeah.
So
correct.
So the town,
but they're not going to do that. I'll be shocked if they do that.
We don't know. I mean,
if we get it,
because they won't do it. You know why they won't do it, Johnny? Say it, Johnny. Say it. Why? Bad writing. They won't do it. God forbid they're innovative.
Right.
You know which one of Discovery I liked, or whatever the hell show it was, Stranger Worlds, is when the other one left and she went with Jim Kirk to that parallel world, and they were like going in downtown friggin' Vancouver, and they were trying to tell us it was really the future. But I saw Tim Hortons in the background. I know fucking Canada when I see it. So, but I'm just saying, wouldn't it be a switch to see that what's going on outside those doors? I've never had anybody say, hey, no one really likes Starfleet. We think we do because we're in the group, but the rest of the planet ain't. Anyway.
Yeah, Mitch is right because Earth has become xenophobic.
Yes,
over the 100 years.
Right.
Yeah.
So it would be very hard for the entire planet to suddenly adopt that. Hey, we are now part of a greater union.
Throughout the history of Trek, we've always wondered, what is it like to not be in Starfleet? What is it like to be a civilian within this world?
Go watch a different show.
No. Because we did see it a little bit on Deep Space Nine with Sisko's dad.
They'd go to New Orleans. They'd go to his restaurant and his father and stuff.
So we got to see a little bit of Earth life, but it would be interesting to actually see what Starfleet is protecting. I mean,
guys, this show is written to be a second. I understand. This show is a second screen show. That is how they're writing it. They're writing it thinking, well, they're going to be on their phone, so they're really not paying attention. So we really can't give them anything that sophisticated. I'm sorry that it just, again, we'll see what happens. There's 7 more episodes. But right now, I'm seeing a very by-the-numbers approach at this show that is very pedestrian, forgettable, and really just a waste of real estate.
I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I'm going to agree with Johnny on just that one point that we're not going to see an episode outside because they have too few episodes to go, and this is Star Trek, not outside of Star Trek. So.
Yeah, but wouldn't it be cool to see, though?
Yes, it would, Mitch. You're right. No, you're right. And again, guys, I understand it's only 10 episodes for Academy. But again, this is Discovery got to 32nd Century in the 3rd season. So essentially, this is the 4th season in this time period. There's been enough time. I'm sorry. And they've done a little bit, but really it's all still been within the confines of Starfleet or the Federation. When that anomaly showed up in season 4 of Discovery, you got a little bit of the politics. And I'll even say, because I liked in the 2nd episode, the Beta Z episode, we got a little bit of galaxy politics. That's good. But I'd like more of it. And again, when they're in a school situation, I'd like more science fiction. I'd like more Starfleet operational things. Tig Notaro's class has told us very little. I'll concede the plant thing. I think it's a little flimsy myself, but fine. Sulu had a similar looking plant in one of the first season episodes when he was still a botanist.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can do all of that. You can go outside of Starfleet and still get Star Trek. Every show has done it.
Yeah, man.
The original.
Those Harry Potter movies, by the way, they had a plant that was like alive. I didn't see the movies, but I know they had something.
Yep.
But I mean,
they ripped that off.
Kirk
all plants are alive.
Kirk did it with the American Indian.
No.
Picard did it in the Inner Light. You don't have to be stuck on the ship. You don't have to be stuck in the classroom. It is not about Star Trek is not about Starfleet. Despite the fact that this is titled Starfleet Academy, Starfleet Academy is a setting. It shouldn't be the subject matter.
They ain't trekking. They're learning.
But Star Trek at its core is a morality lesson that, when it's done right, is presented within a science fiction wrapper. That wrapper is used to make the medicine go down.
Right.
If the science fiction is done well, it's well thought out and it applies to the characters and applies to the situation, but it's not what it's about.
Again, my argument is to not have Andy on the show anymore because I'm learning stuff now.
You know what episode? I'll bet you $10. I bet you $10 we're going to get a party episode before the end of the season where all their inhibitions get lowered, like they all get high.
Sure,
they all go out and they're all fucking.
And the Beta Z kills everybody.
No, and they're all they're sitting in Holly Hunter's bathroom, and Caleb is there with what's her name, Genesis, and they're sitting there singing "Hey Hey Paula," smoking a doobie, and it's gonna be, and they're gonna say, "Hey, all of Starfleet Academy is in your thumb,"
and there's three shells on the
and
shelf.
then they're gonna ride the Deathmobile, and they're gonna go see Otis Day and the Knights, and it's gonna be Animal House all over again. But
no, they're going to
actually. I'd pay good money for that.
Caleb's Caleb's going to use his hold on. Caleb is going to use his prison. Caleb's going to use his prisoner experience and make toilet wine, and or they're all going to get drunk on Romulan.
Wait a minute.
Ale.
He actually mentioned toilet wine.
He did.
In the episode. He mentions toilet wine in I think the first episode.
When Giamatti comes back, there's going to be hell to pay. That's all I know. He's going to go.
I will say, I like the Beta Z. I like the fact that she did go to the war college to make her, and also she is an exact duplicate of a previous actress that I cannot for the life of me think of. She's very attractive.
Let me see her again, Johnny. Let me see who that is. Let me see.
Sure.
Her name is Zoe.
Put that picture. Pamela Sue Martin. There we go.
No.
Pamela Sue Martin.
No. She's not Nancy Drew. What's the matter with you?
No, she does have a look like other females. I mean, she's got eyes, nose, and
name is Zoe
Saldana.
Zoe Saldana.
I can't think who it is. Anyway,
no.
Whatever.
Have we found out
wrong race?
Andy watches a lot of porn.
The character of Genesis, is she a species we've seen before?
Who?
The
Not
character
that I'm
of
aware
Genesis. Okay.
I don't think so. I think she's new.
I thought she was kind of Bajoran at one point. I was like, what is she? She's Wes Morin.
I don't
Wes
know.
Morin are people that have prosthetics on their foreheads because they don't have enough money in the budget. Hey.
Well, remember, we are reestablishing the UFP, the United Federation of Prosthetics.
That's right. That's right.
You know,
that's right. Every episode.
In the War College, we've got that Romulan Klingon hybrid girl.
Yeah. Yep.
And again, fanboy moment. She came running around. All of them come running out in their underwear.
Yeah, I noticed that.
And none of them
had a big schlong.
Anything alien about them other than their forehead.
You didn't see their phalanges. You don't know.
One of them had 3 testicles. I saw that.
Like we saw with Worf. The tops of their feet are serrated like their forehead. Their spines are serrated like their forehead.
And their
she didn't have any of that.
Have pricks on them like a cat. You know, so when it gets it hurts. It hurts so good. Yeah.
But I do think Franco is right. By this point in time, the Vulcans have got to be really pissed off about their barbers.
Yeah, that bowl cut. It must be cheap.
I told you.
There clearly is no salon schools on Vulcan. They hire
Where's that blue guy that was the barber on the old Star Trek Next Generation? Remember, where's that guy? I thought that whole race of people was just hair cutters. That was it.
Well,
they are. That's all we've ever seen.
You guys got it all wrong. They got those signals from Earth of the Three Stooges and thought, hey,
Mo,
that's a cool looking hair.
Yeah, Mo. You want a Mo? Pete Rose?
They want a Mo.
Pete Rose?
They all want to be Mo.
Look at them.
Yeah.
And why are they doing this still? Really? Honestly. We're really flipping people off at this point?
Yes,
really?
That's my point. They're aliens and they're
again
ridiculous.
The modern vernacular bothers me and old man moment, but the swearing in modern Trek really, really bothers me. First off,
worse than this show.
You are limiting your audience. It is no longer an all ages show.
Well,
no.
Robert Picardo was out there in public saying that it was an all ages show, and I disagree.
No, it is not. No, it is not.
But
I need a 3-year-old to swear better than we do.
They could have achieved the same thing the way Galactica did and come up with substitute swear words like frack.
Yeah, by that point. And I mean, like, hearing Jean-Luc Picard saying fucking, you're like,
yeah,
finally.
Yeah, man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. All right.
It took me out of the scene. I know some people were like, yeah. And I was like, no, that's not Picard.
Nope.
That's not Picard.
Andy, I think your head will explode when you hear the first time they say Riz.
Oh man.
Wait.
Rez.
I'm looking forward to Fish. I want Fish Shizzle to come back. That much like the Art of War with Sun Tzu. Fish Shizzle is another lost thing.
I'm waiting for him to say, "Sit on it." Up your nose, you're a rubber hose, Klingon.
I think
Okay, Mr. Carter.
I think by what is this, the 32nd century, whatever? I think by this time, all swear words.
That's one of the sweat hogs.
I think all swear words should become
swallowed
Yiddish.
my com badge.
All right, the character you
They
just
gave her
showed.
a name. I forget what her name is.
Yeah, dumbass.
Call it Becky.
Well,
Yeah, but it's spelled with 2 Z's.
clearly she is supposed to be like the super autistic.
Oh, buddy. Come on now.
She
What
is.
the hell's that?
She is.
She is.
Sorry.
I don't mean that in a negative way.
Right.
I don't
Exactly.
know.
No, that's clearly based on her behavior.
Yeah.
There's something going on. When she was red alert.
Maybe
Red
she
alert.
was hungry, man. We've all been there. Look at us. 4 out of 5 of us are fat.
Wait a minute. Wait, which one? Wait, don't tell me. I don't want to know.
Andy's cat skinny. Well, the way Andy's got his camera, he got low angle. He looks like freaking a balloon boy or something. I don't know what's going on. He's got a little tiny head and a big body. I was like, whoa. What happened? Like, whoa.
I'm also wearing a shirt from 3 sizes ago.
Oh, okay.
The shirt is 30 years old.
Oh my god.
You know, 66% of the Earth's population has herpes, and that means 1/3 doesn't. And you know what they're doing? They're watching Star Trek. She couldn't stop laughing on that one.
Did you guys watch
I got
the
a clean
Beauty?
bill of health from Dr. McCoy.
Did you
Watch
guys
what?
watch the Beauty, the FX Hulu show?
No.
Oh,
What's
I've seen the previews.
It's based
I haven't
on
watched it.
Jeremy Hahn's comic.
Based on Klaus Cobb? What?
It's based on
Jeremy
Jeremy
Hahn's
Hahn's comic book.
Yeah.
That's what John was saying.
That's what he said. Okay. No.
I didn't see. I didn't see anything else except Star Trek and
sorry.
Love Boat.
I watched the Mel Brooks thing. Did anybody
Look at
watch
my
the Mel
AirPods
Brooks
flickering.
Not yet, no.
Oh, it's really good. It's really good. It's really a little long, though. I mean, it's like 6 hours. I'm like,
Oh,
I just
that kind of
watched
time of day.
Del Toro's Frankenstein,
What's it on?
and I finally
What
watched
channel?
it's
Nosferatu.
on HBO. It's from Judd Apatow. Or Apatow. It's Mel Brooks, the 99-year-old man.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
I think, you said, I don't know why my brain was thinking. I did see Mel Brooks. I was thinking Mel Gibson.
No, I'm
Oh,
not
no,
watching
that's-
that.
Two completely different people, Johnny.
I
Mel
I
Brooks
don't
was great. It was excellent.
I
It
don't
was,
think we'll
it was.
ever hear Mel Gibson speaking in Yiddish. So
You
Well, I
might.
thought it was like
Brad. You might.
I thought it was like a tabloid or something like that. No, those Judd Apatow documentaries. Same with the George Carlin one and the Gary Shandling one. They're excellent.
Oh,
Excellent.
I never saw the Gary Shandling one. I seen the
They're
George
all on
Carlin.
HBO. You can get them all on HBO.
I will go watch that tonight.
Gary Shandling ones is about his diaries.
how did we get to this from Autistic Girl on Trek?
No,
Well,
because
you
we
brought that
always
up.
add we always go into a
About the show.
tangent to add different shows.
Don't
that we-
worry.
He's a new guy. Relax.
But then we will ring it back into Star Trek.
We'll
towards
come
the end.
around. Yeah, we're digging
It
a
all,
long
you know
way
what?
around.
It all works.
It does. Yep.
It's our version of Trump's weave. So,
Yeah. Yeah. And the only reason why I got to admit that I perked up like that is because I got a text from Franco who told me to wake up. So I said, hey, man, I shoveled my driveway 3 friggin' times today.
I
And
did
it's-
not text
And
you.
you know what? It's still snowing out there. So I got to do it for a 4th time, but I ain't doing it tonight because I'll be dead.
Oh
But
no, not
Jesus
tonight.
Christ, man.
I did not text you. That's a lie.
We got a good 18 inches, and that's the last time I'll ever say that word. But,
Yeah, it's crazy out there.
It's puffy. It's not even wet snow. It's just
I was snow blowing, and the wheel off my snowblower fell off. That's how much snow we have out there.
oh, it must be nice to be rich. Snowball.
Apparently not very, because I can't afford another wheel.
I told my wife, I go,
faulty
don't you
equipment.
work from home? She's like, yeah. I said, I don't do anything. We ain't got nowhere to go. So let's just stay here till the friggin' shit melts. And she's like,
Yeah.
well, that could be days. I go, we can live off the land. We got peanut butter and eggs. We're good.
Yep.
Live off the land.
I've-
I've seen what size you are.
Hey,
Peanut butter.
Hey!
And we're back to fat jokes.
there we go. And I got enough.
I've been using it to catch up on movies as well. I watched Del Toro's Frankenstein. I finally watched the 2024 Nosferatu.
Where is that one?
Other things.
That
Nosferatu
was
is
on
Nosferatu's Amazon Prime.
it is now?
Okay, you're not talking about the Voyage of the Demeter.
That was
No.
No. Yeah,
Because the Voyage of the Demeter is supposed to be specifically Dracula.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because all names are changed to protect the innocent in Nosferatu, which was a ripoff of Dracula, so it's not called the Demeter.
Yeah, it's Count. What's his name?
You're right, Count Orlok.
Orlok. Yeah.
Oh, cool. I'm gonna have to check to see if I can.
Did anyone see William Shatner got caught eating a bowl of cereal driving his car?
Didn't see that.
My wife thought that was great. She goes, "Why? Why are they picking on him?" I go, "He's supposed to be fucking driving, not eating a bowl of Raisin Bran."
94
I
years
like
old.
that she didn't know that he was supposed to be driving.
Is it Raisin Bran or colon?
He specifically said it was Raisin Bran.
No, and the next day he defended himself by saying brain is good for you. He did like a 4-minute monologue about why you should take a healthy crap every day. But it's like, dude, that no one's saying you can't eat Raisin Bran. Have all you want, jackass, but you should do it while you're at the light. And
He was at a light. It's fine. He was at a red light. I don't see the problem with this.
That's a hell of a red light to have time to pour the cereal.
You had a cup holder. He's got a bowl holder. I'm like, that's a big thing, man.
It's on his console right next to his captain's chair.
That's what I'm thinking. You know?
We just got a comment from somebody about Star Trek Phase 2, and there has been a lot of stuff put out recently that they've kind of refound about Phase 2. Which is pretty fascinating stuff. If you guys have ever gotten to see, some years ago there was a traveling Star Trek exhibit that would go from city to city that had uniforms and props and everything like that. And it was neat to see all of the original series uniforms because they had all been updated for Phase 2. So all the old uniforms were dug out of the closets at Paramount, and you could tell the age on them. All their emblems were cracked with age and everything, but all the braid had been replaced to the braid that they eventually used in the motion picture. So they had altered the uniform slightly to start filming Phase 2.
But didn't they? Go ahead, John. Oh, you did.
Somebody could say in the comment. Has anyone seen the Beam Me Up Sulu trailer?
No.
I was going to add on to Andy. Wasn't like Genesis 2 and Planet Earth sort of like elements from Phase 2?
Yes, and
were they really?
A lot of the scripts that were written for Phase 2 were rewritten and used on Next Generation.
Okay.
And,
yes.
I mean, if you watch the motion picture, which was born out of the scripts for Phase 2, Ilea and Will Decker are the prototypes for Deanna Troi and Will Riker. I mean, look, they didn't even change his name that hard. They didn't even really give a lot of effort. But even now you go back and watch the motion picture, and you're like, that's Troi and Riker.
The one episode that was from the Phase 2 era that they rewrote into a Next Generation one specifically was the one with Devil's Due, where that demon comes to the planet.
Oh, she was hot. Yeah.
But that was a Phase 2 idea that they rewrote. And I think with Deanna pregnant, that first episode of the third season, I believe, was also.
Where the baby grew up in a day. That one. Yeah.
Yep.
How about that shitty one? How about that crappy one where they went to where everybody was wearing like those banana hammocks in the first season? Remember? The guys all had big packages. Yeah. Right. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah. Riker was there, and they were all like, "Ooh, look at
that's the Roddenberry." That's when Roddenberry was still horny and writing a lot of
exactly. It's like, hey, we like to bang. I'm like, wow, really?
Yeah, that was Phase 3. Go in the back door.
Yeah, when you go back, and you read some of the notes that Roddenberry specified for certain alien races or certain storylines, you're like, my God, somebody get him somebody go
cold shower,
get him a hooker, a cold shower, something.
Ugh.
Because when the concept of the Ferengi originally came up, they were supposed to be known for their oversized genitalia.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they clothe their females. I was like,
yeah.
Read.
I mean, oh god, they were just disgustingly randy.
Read the adaptation of the motion picture that Roddenberry wrote, and it's a very horny book.
Oh yeah,
it is a very horny book.
Oh yeah, and she comes out of the shower with her quirky. Yeah,
but also Kirk talks about like a love counselor or something. There's a forward that Kirk writes, and it's very it's icky.
No. And there's more about the pheromones that the deltoids emit.
Oh, and, you're right about the Ilea stuff. Absolutely.
Yeah. I just distinctly remember when she comes out of the sonic shower, the descriptions of her nipplage there, and I'm like, "Holy crap, really?" And I'm like,
"Headlights were on. Turkey's done."
Like 9 years old reading this thing. I'm like, "Hello, I got to go to confession now." Thanks.
I think I would have liked that movie more.
Well, and if you bought the director's cut, if you bought the director's cut, they had the deleted scenes that it really got into. Like even Sulu was going, "Oh yeah."
No, that was Chekhov when he got burned.
Chekhov? Or is it Sulu?
Yeah, no, he burned his hand with the council. She comes over and she put some ooze on him, and he goes, "Hey now."
Yeah.
Got some wood.
Sulu makes a comment. It's right. Wayne's right about that.
Oh, that's he definitely. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, when she comes on
the bridge,
for the very first time.
Yeah.
Sulu turns around and is like,
ooh. Oh my.
And that's when she says, "My oath of celibacy is on record."
Yeah.
Like there's not going to be any problems here, Captain.
No, not with her.
Exactly.
But everyone's beaten off in 5 minutes. I got to go to the bathroom and get Cap. What's going on? I don't know. Anyway, see, we've talked about masturbation. It's going.
We brought it back. We brought it back.
We brought it right back.
Star Trek.
I am sure by the 32nd century, masturbation is a setting on the phaser.
No. Yeah.
Oh, they have replicators for it.
They have a holodeck. Are you kidding me? I want to
know what's the person that has to clean the holodeck.
Yeah, wasn't that a scene in like
Lower Decks?
There's an episode of Next Gen where Riker basically excuses himself to the holodeck the way in a current show they would excuse themselves to a cold shower.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's
that's
like
minuet.
They made the joke on Lower Decks. Somebody's job has to clean up the holodeck.
Yeah, there's a you know what mopper in outer space.
You
know whose job it was? It was that poor son of a bitch in Star Trek 2 that was walking around with that vacuum on his back.
Yes.
And Kirk and Spock are walking down the hallway.
Yeah.
That's the you know what mopper. That guy right there. He's like, "You sons of bitches.
There you go.
I hate all of you." Starfleet. I wish I could go to Starfleet, but I have to suck your sewers for a living.
And now we
come
back. These are the people in San Francisco that hate Starfleet.
That's right. They're the ones that work.
It's the civilians that are hired out for those jobs.
Do you know the size of the turd? What?
It's the animals in the Flintstones. You think you got a tough job.
Exactly. The little washing machine, the elephant. Yeah.
Okay.
Imagine
we've just written an episode. That's the episode we need to see. All the civilians of San Francisco are
the plumbers,
exactly like the animals within the Flintstones.
Yeah,
they are the refuse collectors and everything else like that.
I don't appreciate the inconsistency with holograms, that some are so simple that Caleb can confuse them by quoting a bunch of math problems. To me, that's kind of, and again, these shows are, we're all about inclusion, and we even have Sam. There's clearly a class system with holograms, and I think that's a problem that they will never address, because they just think it's funny that Caleb screwed up the hologram and stuff. If anything, why isn't the doctor up his ass about that?
Here's what I don't get about the hologram thing. Reminds me of the Great Link, where Odo's from. Aren't they all the same person? Shouldn't they all have the same thoughts and memories and everything? Because it's almost like me getting a TV, but Franco can have a Samsung, you could have a Sony, I can have a Toshiba. Doesn't make a difference what model. They're all showing the same friggin' TV shows. It's like, it's just a device, man. What the hell? I don't get why the hologram people don't have the same knowledge.
The whole Great League thing, I will admit, I mean, for as many times as I've watched DS9, it does get confusing because they present it like we are all connected, kind of like the Borg.
Right.
We are all one, but we are all individuals. I'm like, well, how?
No, that was Hugh that screwed that shit up.
Well, I meant the link.
Because so they all know each other. Yeah.
You're talking about the founders.
The founders, I meant the founders.
The founders.
Well, again, why? How does the Picard season 3 angry founders, the changelings that Amanda Plummer represented, they split off from them and they didn't like the treaty that Odo did with
that's right.
Starfleet,
she was the bad ones.
The Federation.
They're the ones that made the Jem'Hadar and all that, right? That caused the war. Yeah.
Well, they didn't. Well, no, it was the Vorta that. Well, the founders. You're right, and the Vorta created the.
They were all behind it. They were in cahoots with each other.
I have to admit, I do laugh when the people that are negative about Starfleet Academy refer to the sergeant as the Femme Hadar, and it's like,
I call it the Gem.
Again, everybody's mad about you can't have her because there are no female Jem'Hadar. Again, we're 1,000 years in the future. Anything could have happened.
I understand.
We don't know yet.
Andy, you're right. Andy, you're right. Are we going to get a story about that? Are we also going to get a story that the Sharons are suddenly back after being extinct in the original series? These are possible real Star Trek. These are real Star Trek stories that they could tell that they are choosing not to because we'd rather do a kissy scene with the Beta Z and Caleb.
That goes into fan service, which we don't necessarily have to. I don't necessarily have to know why there's a Sharon there.
Disagree.
But okay,
disagree.
All right.
No, what if I may?
Right now,
hold on. What if they?
Go ahead, John.
Do it.
Go.
Do it, Johnny. He's frozen.
I was going to say, what if there was a being? I'm sorry. Again, I apologize, guys. My internet. Here's my point. Yeah. What if there is a being or a race that was taking DNA of extinct species, or even that again the Jem'Hadar is different. More about the Sharon. That again, this could be an explanation, and also a real ethical debate of kind of like in Jurassic Park. Even though we can do this, should we have done this? And I think that's
you've already got that. You've had that since the original series with the preservers. They would take dying races and repopulate them on planets.
They were in a zoo.
Okay.
They were in a zoo.
Okay.
But also,
that's
why we had American Indians in space. They were this alien culture took and wished them away to save them. But in the case of the Sharons, they were presented as far more advanced than we are, and they were already a spacefaring people that had technology beyond ours. To say that there were not colonies or people on ships, there had to have been people off the planet. If these two guys are off the planet, why aren't other people off the planet? But they made such a harsh point of we're the absolute last two. Even in that episode, that's a bit extreme for spacefaring people to say there's got to be colonies, there's got to be other space people out there, there's got to be other patrols, something. Even if they were the only two, again, you could go into the story of like modern day. We're bringing back the woolly mammoth. We're bringing back the saber-toothed tiger. We're bringing back the maned wolf.
That's my point, Andy. This is a legitimate thing to bring up to debate. That's my point. That's a real science fiction subject.
The subject of that, but to specifically say we have to know why there's a Sharon, I don't necessarily have to have that specificism. But the idea of bringing back a species, you could use that with the Sharons.
That's my point.
Right, like he said, you could go back in time to repopulate the species like the whales.
Exactly. Oh, the whales. That's right. They had the humpback whales there a week or two ago. Offspring of George and Gracie, I'm assuming.
Yep.
That's right. They were in Prodigy.
Or they cloned them.
They were in Prodigy.
Yeah. I think they've
they
referred back to the whales a number of times.
They like the whales.
In various shows, yeah.
Save the Earth.
Trek's big ecology message that was extremely entertaining, so it worked.
Yep. All right, boys. I think we've beaten this horse to death.
Oh yeah.
I think we didn't even mention the Mugatu costume.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh, can someone tell me who the other costume was? Because for the life of me,
it looked like a baby. No, I thought it was like a
pterodactyl.
I thought it was a baby Gorn, but then I'm like, it can't be the Gorn.
I meant to look it up, but I think it's based off of a episode of Lower Decks.
Okay.
I think.
But
yeah, the bird creature. Yeah. The laplings.
The Mugatus.
I had an issue with. I was like, why would Starfleet's mascot be an animal from a non-Federation planet? I was like, okay, whatever.
Dude,
I got it. It was a way to work in a Mugatu and say, look, here's a Mugatu.
You know how many?
Yeah.
The high school in my town, the name of the sports teams are the Blue Devils. Why would you name your team after a satanic creature? And the logo is a freaking devil with the horns, man. It's like, whatever.
Yeah, but he was blue because he wasn't getting any.
Did they have witches? Did they have witches?
Maybe he was just cold, Franco. It doesn't have to be sexual,
witches
Franco.
In your state, in Connecticut, like
oh God, yeah, they had witch trials. There's a dead witch up the street. Hannah Crana, right over. No, I'm serious. Right up the road, you go by her cemetery. You go by her stone. I go by it all the time. Hannah
there you
Crana.
go.
I like that. Yeah, there's a dead witch up the street. Turn left at the.
There is. It's a freaking stone.
All right, we learned a lot today, and we'll learn more about the Klingons in our next episode.
Yeah,
Trek Watch.
Look at that head,
Andy. Good job. Thanks a lot for coming.
Oh, thank you very much for having me, guys. Anytime. It's always.
I'll try to have a better voice next time, guys, and a better internet connection. But until then, everybody stay safe, stay happy, stay healthy.
Stay warm.
Stay warm.
Yeah.